Today's episode of DRL is brought to you by Hella Cocktail Company. My guests don't just come to DRL for me. They also come for the cocktails. Luckily, my friends at Hella Cocktail Company have my back. These guys make amazing mixes, from Bloody Mary to Margarita to Moscow Mule. They also make cocktail bitters, my secret ingredient, and now yours too. It's easy to feel like the best bartender in town when every bottle comes with a simple recipe on it. Hella Cocktail Company, bold flavor, real ingredients, hospitality. Mixing it up since 2011. Shop the collection on Amazon Prime or use code DRL online at hellacocktail.co for free shipping. Hello, my lovely listeners. Welcome back to another episode of DRL, where we're talking everything dating, relationships, and love. I'm your host, Tanisha Wood. Hello, my lovely listeners. I am super excited about today's episode. I am in Ghana with La, who you guys might remember from Black Love. So I just wanted to apologize in advance for the noise that you might hear in the background. Due to our travel schedule, we had to do this in a restaurant, so we sort of did it live unexpectedly. But it is an amazing episode. La has had so many adventures around the world. She's had some love. She's had some heartbreak. So she's going to talk to us about her adventures and share some lessons about being the bigger person. So please tune in and let me know what you think of the show. I'm still here in Ghana, and I have La with me. You guys remember La from #BlackLove, and also she's been on DRL a couple times. Now, last time I saw La, it was at her going away party in New York, and she had quit her job and was getting ready to travel the world. So, La, where you been? What you been doing? Why did you leave New York?
I mean, everyone's leaving New York. Why are you still in New York is a question. Yeah, it's been a long time. I haven't seen you in over a year. I'm so happy that you came to Ghana. My journey started basically with 4.5 months in Asia, 2.5 months in Europe.
Well, first of all, why did you leave?
I was tired. What am I staying for?
Right.
I did my career for 11 years. I reached a ceiling, and I couldn't break the ceiling. So I said, you know what? Here's all your projects back. Good luck. Come out.
So how did you do that? You just told everybody at work you were leaving and got rid of your apartment?
I mean, they knew I was on about my director, because I was a project manager for housing preservation and development, which was one of my main jobs, and I've done that for about 11 years, and I was on vacation at least once a month my last year.
So they knew it was
So they knew it was coming.
How did you decide where you were going to go first?
So basically, I put a map on where the places that I want to go, and then I mapped out the cost of living, and then I worked my ass off, like 17 hours per day, as for months, until I came up with enough money to sustain myself during the journey. It took months of planning, because I realized I've been talking about it for years before I actually put it into action. Mm-hmm. And then the action came, and I gave myself a hard date, like, all right, I'm leaving this date.
What was your date?
My class in India started April something, so I left March 30th to make it to class.
This is like a yoga meditation type thing?
200-hour meditation course.
That's what it was.
And India was the start of my journey. And that was the deadline. Once I put a deposit in on that class, and I couldn't get the money back, and that was like, all right, it's going down.
You forced yourself to go. You're like, I'm about to start losing money if I don't go.
There's no turning back now. And I just started like working like all the time. I had no life for a couple of months.
So how was that first stop? Like, what did you feel like when you finally, you quit your job, you left, you got to the first place? This wasn't like let me see how I feel after, a couple weeks. This was like, I'm gone. At any point when you were leaving, did you feel like I'm leaving something behind? Or did it really just call you? You felt like you were called to do this?
I didn't feel like I was leaving anything behind. I was just like...
Were you dating anybody or anything like that at the time?
I made a purpose not to, because I knew that I'm not going to make you hold on to me during the journey. Like, I'm not going to do the Skype. I'm not going to check in. Like, this is all about freedom. And if it's meant to be, you'll fly in. If you want me, you come get me.
Right.
If I come back, we connect and fine, it's on. Mm-hmm. That's just it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
after India, where else did you go? Like, what were some of your favorite places on the journey? Because you went all over before landing in Ghana.
I love South Korea. I want to go back. Vietnam, Cambodia. Where else? I love Prague. Surprisingly, Poland surprised me. Malta. Those wasn't even on the list, and it just happens. Like a friend called me, like, you in Europe? I'm flying you in. And we just jumped around 3 cities together.
Nice.
Where else? I enjoyed the history of Egypt. That's one place that I recommend you do a tour and really get a grasp of the history. It blew me away. And where else? I loved Kenya. There's so many places I love. We could be here all day. Like, come on.
So before you left, did you have any intention of coming back? Or were you just going to explore and figure it out?
Well, I traced my roots to Ghana, and I've been to Africa about 4 or 5 times before I actually made it here. Mm-hmm. And I told myself, I cannot keep coming back to Africa and not make it to Ghana. Like,
so you've done like an ancestry DNA type thing?
Yes, I did AfricanAncestry.com. It's very important for Black folks to do that particular ancestry DNA testing. They're the only ones who have the proper DNA count for everyone in Africa to really give you an assessment of where you belong. If you notice, the other ones just give you West Africa, East Africa.
Right.
Duh, thank you, but like what else?
Right.
AfricanAncestry.com actually gives you your tribe, at least. You won't get down to like your like I'm a Akan tribe, but within Akan there's like Bantu, Ashanti. Like it won't get down to like the nitty gritty, but at least you know you're in that particular tribe.
Right.
I did my ancestry about 3 or 4 years ago. When I first came to Africa, I went to South Africa, and when I was there, every single day somebody asked me, "Are you from Ghana? Are you from Ghana? Are you from Ghana?" And I was just like, I was annoyed at first. Why do they keep asking me that? Like, leave me alone. But by the end of my trip, I was like, you know what? I need to find out. I don't want the answer to this question because y'all asked me so much. And that was what sparked me to find out and get the DNA sample. And from there, I've never been asked that. Now I get, "Are you from Liberia? Oh, you look Nigerian. Are you from Senegal?" I'm like, really? Y'all play games.
When you got here, did you feel a sense of home because you knew that this is where your lineage traced back to?
Actually, when
How did you feel when you first got here to Ghana?
Depressed.
Why?
Because I didn't feel any connection. Like when I got here, they had Christmas stuff up. It was all very religious and Christian like and churchy, and I was just like, I don't like none of this. Like this is totally the opposite of what I'm about.
Right.
I hate Christmas. I don't want nothing to do with Christianity and all that. Not to say that I hate Christmas, but like religion is not my thing. I don't know. It was just like I just remind me too much of America, and I just was like, wait, I came here to find my roots.
I came to Africa to be in Africa, or at least what I thought it was.
African. This is too much like American. Like I was not feeling it. I was depressed for like a month about it. Like I'm not feeling it. No, this is not it. Like I went far and wide to get far away from American culture, and yet I come here and it's in my face. So I wasn't really happy about it.
So what made you decide to actually stay then?
What made me stay is I couldn't give up on what it is. Like, this is a crowded city, but like outside the city, it's not as Americanized.
Right.
You have more folks that's closer to their roots. I spoke to a spiritual guide. And I speak to my spiritual guide every time I'm like in a funk or like not clear on my vision. I'm in like a place where I just don't know. I'm not able to like make a clear decision for myself.
Where's your spiritual guide? Here in the U.S. or?
No, she's in LA.
I might need one too.
I do calls whenever I need like help with making major life decisions. And she's been very great with getting me through the fuck shit. Like, right. When you're in the swirl about life, she helps me out. And basically she was like, have fun. Let go. You've been all work and no play. You've been like, she said, like, for most of my journey, I practiced celibacy. She said, let that go. Be free.
So until you got here, you were completely celibate?
Yes. And it was so funny because I'm thinking, like, I was like on the phone, like, what? What do you mean? In the most nicest spiritual way possible. Have to get laid. Like, this is over. Let this go. She said this part of your journey is having fun and just being with what is in Ghana.
Okay, great. We're getting to the juicy stuff. So once she said that, then how were you taking Ghana? What were you doing differently? What was going on?
So then I got on Tinder.
Tinder makes the world go round.
All right, we about to have some fun. Okay. No, I was on Tinder before, but
do you do that add the app, delete the app thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just re-downloaded it. It was already set up. Your profile was already set up.
It's still there. Right now we
updated.
We at delete mode.
Okay.
But then I started dating, and then I was so turned off by the men here that I deleted the app.
Why were you turned off?
Because I just felt like I was coming from Kenya, what I felt like I was like a princess, like treated like a princess.
Were you dating in Kenya or using Tinder in Kenya?
Of course.
Oh, okay. I thought you didn't start till you got to Ghana. Okay, well, tell me about that.
No, I use Tinder all around the world.
Okay, so you were dating. You were just celibate.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about that before we even get to this then. So what was that like? What was experiencing different men like from different cultures like? Did you find yourself being like, wow, Indian dudes is about it. I like them. Or Polish dudes, or what was your experience with each culture?
Annoyed, calm. Like, I don't know. It really depends on the region where you are on the quality of men you'll get on Tinder. Mm-hmm. 1 and 2, most of the guys are looking to hook up, right? So that's quite annoying. I don't know. Just feel like I learned that like if a man likes you, he's gonna roll out the red carpet for you.
Right.
But if he's just looking to like wham bam, thank you, ma'am. They're all the same, no matter what culture.
Right. Where would you say you had the best experiences, like dating via Tinder?
I had the best experience in Prague, not because they were like better or anything like that. It was just like come as you are. When I say you come as you are, like as you are, like you don't have to get dressed up or nothing. Like,
so they're very casual there.
Very casual. Where else was pretty decent? Kenya was pretty decent. The Kenyan men were very nice and very hospitable and treat you like a princess. It was just like making sure you're okay. Have you eaten? Let me make sure you're safe. Like it was just a catering and a love and care that was done. That was just like yes. Let me just like fall back and just chill. Especially when you're been traveling around for so long, you have to be everything for yourself.
Right.
So when it's a man that steps in and be what he needs to be for you, yes, thank you. Please take over. Yes, you have it. Oh no. You know what I mean? So that was nice. And
where would you say you had maybe some not so great experiences?
Street.
I'm not asking this so we judge every man in cultures by this. I'm just curious about her experience personally.
I remember like Italy, I had some great experience. There was a lot of men that were very loving and just like wanted to feed me all types of pizzas. It was great.
Now, in some of these countries that were primarily, white or European people, do you feel like you experience more love, less love, on par with the U.S.? Like, where did that land?
I don't know, because you have two guys. You have the guys who's really interested in knowing you and figuring you out, because, I mean, once they see my Tinder profile, it actually has, like, a bio.
Right. As it should. You hear me say that?
And, like,
as
I actually
it should.
put thought into it. So now you have two guys. The guys are just looking to, like, smash, and other guys are like, oh, my God, like, so where in the world have you been? They really want to, like, talk to you and get more information, like, and be with you and be with the experience. And those has been great. And then you have the guys who are just like, why are you wasting my time? We ain't have to do this. Mm-hmm. It's not even like, let's just cut this date short.
Wasting your time? How? Like just trying
like
to
it was
smash?
A dude in Sri Lanka. When I was in Sri Lanka, I met this one dude, in which It was two, actually. One, we had a great time, but then I later found out that he had twins on the way. And then...
Oh, damn. How'd you find out?
Instagram.
Let me add you on the gram. Oh, is that your wife? Oh, are those your twins? Oh, okay.
And then the other dude, it was like he was trying everything in his power to get me to his house. It was so annoying.
I just met you. Why would I go to your house?
Oh, my view. Fuck your view. I don't care. I'm not coming to your house.
I've seen a lot of views. I've been around the world.
Thank you. Like, it was just that type of annoyance where it's just like he tried from the beginning of the day to the end of getting me to his house, and it was just like, I'm about to clock you. Just end this date. Let's just, because I'm over it. Like, I'm not going to your stupid ass house. To the point where he drove to his parking lot. I'm thinking he's driving somewhere. Oh, I need to get a sweater. You want to come up?
No, creeper. Like, at that point, like, I'm gonna call an Uber or a cab. Like, I'm out here. Like
why?
So let's go back to Ghana now, since we're here. So what has it been like dating here?
At first it was rough. I felt like it was very like choppy. But then once I spoke to my spiritual guide, and she was like, go back out there. Have fun. Stop being so serious. Blah, blah, blah. You're a sensual woman. You need sensuality in your life. It's time. Mm-hmm. My first few dates, met a very sensual guy. Mm-hmm. Went out on a few dates. We were kicking it. It was just like, all right, so they're like, the universe is lining me up, right? Like,
right. Giving you exactly what you asked
now
for.
This dude done just pop right. Easy. Easy as pie. So, like, we hung out. We slept together. Mm-hmm. It was cool, but I realized that...
I just have to ask, is the African Mandingo dick thing myth? Or is it a myth or is it not a myth?
Okay, so I'm not going to cause any tribal wars. But there are particular tribes that's more endowed than others.
Which tribes?
I'm not doing it. Find out
there
for yourself.
Are people out here who want to know.
Come and find out for yourself.
You don't make everybody go through the work law. This is what I like to know. For my listeners, I like to give them just the real, and so they don't have to go through the work that some of us maybe have gone through.
I would say that the men in Ghana are not men, not all of them, and don't say all, but like a lot of them are very good in bed.
All right, so there we have it. It sounds like it's not a myth. Better than the U.S. overall, would you say?
Yes.
Wow, she said that without a doubt. Like, she didn't even hesitate or think. She was just like, yeah, duh. She gave me a duh, bitch.
I'm spilling the beans. No, when I first got here, the women, the expats, and other women used to be like, you ain't have no, like, no, you ain't sleeping with nobody at crib. What you mean, bro? And I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm chilling. And then, but I constantly heard that, like, one after another. I was like, all right, but... And then I was like, all right.
It's true.
It's confirmed.
So then with this first guy, what ended up happening? The one that took your African virginity, if you will.
I just got like to a point where like his spirituality didn't really connect. I felt like he was faking it. Like, you can't fake it in a bedroom. If it is, it is. If we're connected, we're connected. If we're not, we're not. Mm-hmm. And then he was uber sensitive. I'm a woman that...
Sensitive about what?
Just anything and everything. I was just like, we argue about stupid stuff. He's rather young, so I was just like, whatever. But I'm clear on this journey that I do not mesh with sensitive people. And I don't care to. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. If you can't take my truth, you can't take my raspiness, my like straightforward, like, I know I'm like, that's not going to change.
How old was this guy?
I think in his late 20s.
Got it.
So I didn't care to, like, we arguing about stupid stuff I don't really care about. I don't care about, like, I'm not going to massage these feelings that long. I'm sorry. I entertained it for the first few arguments, and after that I was just like, oh, all right, well, call me when you're over it.
He helped you kind of get into your rhythm here, and then after him, did you just keep Tinder dating, or were you dating anybody seriously, or, like,
after him,
what was the story
I started dating a guy from Tema, in which he was...
Tema is like the next city over from Accra?
Yeah. He was exactly what I needed. And, like, he just knew how to lead as a man. Had a plan for his life. Even when he gave, like, a directive, like, a lot of men come with this, I am the man, you do what I say type of directive. But it was just like, you ain't got to do that. I got this. We're like, yes, right. Why am I like, if he see me lifting some shit because, I've been doing things on my own for so long, sometimes I would forget that, okay, there's a man in the house, I don't have to do this type of thing. He'll just look at me like, and I'll just be like, all right, you got it, boo, thank you. So that was nice to have that type of leadership in the household.
Right.
And around. Because a lot of men are looking to lead, but they don't know where they're going.
So what happened with him?
That story. Lord,
well, how long did you guys date?
We dated for, I think, February, March. Damn, about 5 or 6 months.
So most of your time here in Ghana, because you've been here, 7-8 months?
Yeah, I'm like, damn, I didn't realize. Like,
yeah, so this took up most of your time.
Was it February? About that time, yeah.
Okay.
So basically, we broke up because his ex-girlfriend came back. He asked a girl that he was seeing before me to marry him, in which she said he wasn't ready. This is a story he told me. And left and went to London. And then she ghosted him.
So he was seeing her before he was seeing you.
Mm-hmm.
He asked her to marry him at that point, and then she said, I'm not ready.
You're not ready. Talking about him.
Why did he ask her to marry him if he wasn't ready?
Well, because she knew he was having an affair with a girl in Nigeria. Okay. She didn't tell him. He didn't know that she knew.
So he was dating this woman before he met you. When he was with this woman, she was cheating.
He was cheating
with another woman in Nigeria.
Yes.
The woman at the time that he was with found this out.
Uh-huh.
And then he proposed.
According to him, she never told him that she knew about the affair. And she was scheduled to leave for life abroad, whatever. She left, went for London. Just said you aren't ready, and
she left him because she found out about the affair, but he didn't know that she knew.
Right.
Got it. Okay. So then she leaves, and then this is when you guys start dating because she
left in December. We didn't start dating until about February, March.
Okay. And at this point, she's out of the picture, and
she hasn't heard from her. He wasn't doing well because, she ghosted him, blah, blah, blah. We started dating. Bam. He told me he never could really talk about her. And I was just like, okay, so if you can't talk about this, then you're not over it and you need closure. So, like...
But he told you all this.
No, I didn't find this out. I didn't find the story. I didn't find the story out until the breakup. The day we broke up.
Oh, so you didn't know she'd even existed at this point?
No, when y'all were together. I didn't know the story.
Okay.
It's way too confusing. You can't get too deep into their story because I don't know that much. I just know that we dated for a period in which she was absent for a period.
So, but had he told you, like, I was dating this girl, she just disappeared on me, I have no idea where she is or what's going on?
Pretty much.
Okay, got it. So then, fast forward, you guys are dating 6 months, 5-6 months, and then why does the breakup happen?
A month before our breakup, she suddenly comes into his job with his mother. He was actually on his way to my house. Mm-hmm. He was like, I don't know, my office called me and they said, like, there's somebody here to see you. They won't tell me who it is. They won't say, but you have to come now. So he was just like, I said, you got any enemies? What's happening? Right. So he went, and then he basically cut whatever that was short. Like, I got a meeting, I gotta go. And he came to my house and he was just like very flustered. Mm-hmm. I was like, what happened? Who was the person? He said, my ex and my mom.
Guess that dude not gonna answer that phone. Must be his girl calling. So anyway, he comes over to your house, tells you that his mom and his ex-girl that ghosted him showed up to his job. He's very flustered. Now where are we at?
I mean, I was cool as a pie. I don't know, like, I was chilling, like, all right, so what you gonna do? You're gonna have this conversation because I've been waiting for her to arrive for some time.
So what do his ex and his mom say when they show up?
It doesn't really matter. He was just like, I got a meeting, I gotta go. Because now he's feeling like, what you doing with my mom? 1, 2, why are you here? Why you haven't told me, like, your arrival? And my standpoint was like, I asked him to get closure because I realized that, like, he had things of her. Like, she's still in your heart. She's still here. So either you're going to get closure or you're going to figure out or you're going to move on. Those things have to happen. Mm-hmm. I've already made that clear. When he asked for closure, she ghosted him, or she didn't respond or whatever. So I was like, I know, like, this is like science. You know, the exes, they come back right when things are going well.
When things are going well. Let me check on you.
So when she arrived, I was just like, oh, well, this is the deciding factor. This is where you're gonna make a decision. So figure out if you're gonna continue with her or if this is gonna be closure. Mm-hmm. I said, like, this is it. Like, and he was like, but why would she come back? He's all in his feelings. And I'm just like...
Now, let me ask you this. When he was with his ex, you don't really know anything about her, but you do know that he had an affair while he was with her.
No.
Did that bring up...
No, I don't. I don't know this until the day we broke up.
Got it.
He never told that part.
He only told you that when you guys were breaking up.
He only told me that he asked her to marry him and she said that she's not ready and just left and ghosted him.
Got it.
That's the only story I know up until the day we broke up.
You told him that night. I guess you have a decision to make?
Yeah, he does have a decision to make. So
okay.
Figure your shit out. Mm-hmm. Like, this is I've been waiting for this day.
Okay. So then what happened?
We had our discussions because at that time he was really going through a hard time in which with his business, with just stuff in general. Business-wise, there's a lot of money on the table that he could have lost. And I just felt his energy was really off. And later I found out he was contemplating suicide. And like a message I sent him, he stated like really helped him to like not go through with it. Mm-hmm. So, okay, fine. Now we're at a place where it's just like the unknown sticky air because now he's playing distant, but I don't know, it's just a funny air that I just cannot really read. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, we're not going to do this for too long. I'm just not a woman you can do this with. So I went to Tama. And we met up in Tama. We went to the beach side. And he was just like so happy to see me. Like, what are you doing here? You should have told me I just came and got you and all this type of stuff. I was like, okay, that's cute. Oh, but why? I was just like, we need to talk. You should probably finish all your business transactions and things that you need to do at work before we have this discussion. Mm-hmm. We were riding around doing most of the stuff, and towards the end, it was like a evening meeting in which he kept pressing like, no, you got to talk to me. Why are we, like, what's going on? I was like, all right. So I told him, I was just like, yo, like, I don't feel good about what's happening right now. I don't know. I feel like you're avoiding me. Mm-hmm. And I want to know why.
So since the ex came to his office that day, he'd been distant?
He's been distant. He's been like...
And how much time had passed by where he was being distant?
It's been about a month. Mm-hmm. So now I'm just like, I'm going to get this shit out of you. I don't even know what you trying to like... I ain't one of them girls. We're going to get the scoop.
Right.
So I basically broke down everything, like... What's really good? What's happening with you? I feel like you making me a plan B when I was a plan A. Mm-hmm. Like
I'm glad you brought it to him though, when you were just straight up. Like you weren't waiting. You were just like, hey, here's what I saw. Here's what I feel like, and let's get this out of the way.
So once I unveiled all that feelings, it was just like this stuck air. And he was just like, you know what, this ain't right. You right? Like, that's when he broke down the whole story. Like, really told me everything that transpired. That he's
from
never
start to finish. That he was with this ex. He was seeing this girl. Okay,
yeah. He broke down that story, and then he was like, the whole time that she was away, she's been talking to his mother and his sister.
But his mother and his sister never divulged that information to him?
No.
And what has she been talking to them about?
Allegedly checking up on him, whatever, because at one point he wasn't doing too good when she left. And
did she know about you via the mother and the sister?
I'm not sure. To me, it just sounded like she came with like all the ammo she ever needed. Like, if you got the mama and sister on live, what is there to talk about? He was like, my mom was, like, at this stage, them two still haven't had a discussion, allegedly. He was saying that his mom was saying that he should ask her to marry him again, to marry her again. He was saying like, oh, like, because he was scheduled to leave on a 1-year journey. And that's another reason why I didn't jump a lot, because I felt like
he'd already had that scheduled prior to meeting you?
Yes.
Okay. And
like,
he was
talking
just
to
going to go
him
travel
was
around
like
as well.
talking to myself in the male version, which is why we got so close so fast. Which is why I took things pretty slowly with like trying to really understand him, because I know what that 1-year journey is about. I know like the whole prerequisite of like not wanting to be attached to anyone because like you really want to be free or whatever. But then when it was like, oh, you should get married. He was saying that his mom and his sister say he should get married before he leaves for his 1-year journey. And that she should bring her with him. This whole 1-year journey is supposed to be about him.
So he scheduled that journey after she disappeared initially.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was kind of gonna be his, cleanse and his start over.
Pretty much.
Got it. Okay.
Pretty much. And I was like, but is that what you want? He was like, no. I said, so why are you even considering it? I said, like, take some time. I said, I can't tell you what to do, and I'm not going to, like, be a mouthpiece or a brain piece, but, like, you know exactly what you want. So if this is not what you want, don't do it. Or really think about what it is that you want with her in it. Like, if you still, like, love her, I don't think you're in love with her, but if you still love her, consider that, but, like, don't really, like, make a drastic decision like this,
right?
Because of what other people want you to do. So I said, can we give it at least a week? Think about it. Because I like, this is what you doing, a wedding. Like, wait, this is not a part of the plan. Like, you have a plan. Like, you gonna do your 1-year journey for you,
right?
Come back, do whatever you have. Like, it's already set. You're about to leave in what, a month or two? Or a whole wedding? Hold on.
Right.
All right, so we part ways. We break up. We decided that, okay, we're going to go our separate ways. It's not the best thing to do.
So at this point, he'd already decided he was going to go through with this?
I don't know. At this point, I didn't know.
And by this, I mean marrying this other girl.
Where I stand at this point is that I don't know.
So you guys break up that day. You're not exactly sure what his next steps are. What's then going on with you at that point?
I sat at the beach until nightfall, in which he's texting me like, I'm like, his colleagues are asking him if he's okay because he's so fucking winded and just like out of place that they're just like, do you need a break? Need to step out for this meeting for a second? And he checks on me like, are you okay? I said, honestly, I don't know. I'm just sitting here. And he's just like, I had to leave my meeting because I don't know. He said, I just feel like the room is spinning. So I'm just like, well, I told you should have had that meeting. We should have discussed it after everything was done. You pressure me to talk, that's what it is. So then I get home, and he calls me. He's bawling, crying. like bawling, crying. And I'm just like, what is this? He's just like, I was like, what? He's just like, I don't know. Like, I don't want. I said, do you want to get married to this woman? Do you still feel the same way? He's like, no.
But at that point, had he even told you, like, it's something I'm actually considering? Like, when he's calling you bawling and crying, like,
he said he hasn't spoken to her. He's only hearing this through his mom and his sister.
That she wants to continue on with getting married.
He was like, but she hasn't said any of these things to me. That it was just everything he's saying that he said that he's hearing from his mom and his sister.
So you guys broke up just after the conversation, but nothing had actually... He hadn't actually decided what he was going to do yet.
Allegedly. Yes.
Okay. So why the breakup then?
Because he said he felt like this wasn't right, that he felt that I do have you as a plan B.
Got it.
And you don't deserve that, so like...
Got it.
I need to figure my shit out. Okay. Figure your shit out. Figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So when he called me crying, bawling, I was just like...
How long after this day on the beach where you guys broke up was this him calling you crying?
That night.
He didn't waste no time.
That night.
So what's he saying when he's like all emotional?
I'm like coaching him like, do you still feel the same? He's like, no.
About her?
You want to get married? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no. What is your plan? What do you want to do? He's basically saying, this is like, I've been planning this all this time, and I don't know, like, I just don't know. I'm just like, you do know. You don't believe in divorce, so this is a big step. And if your feelings has changed. It's been some months now. You've grown. You've done things. You've been living.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you love her, but I don't feel like you're in love with her like you said you were.
Mm-hmm.
You had a whole affair. I said, give it a week and really like process your feelings, because I didn't want to influence his feelings. So it was just a lot of me.
So this was really big of you, because at this point you're giving him advice as a friend and not like a hurt former lover. So you're not saying like, yo, you don't need to be with her, you need to be with me. You know, you're saying like, you need to figure out who you are and what you really want and like where your heart really is.
Right.
That's amazing of you. Because I might have said some other stuff.
I wanted to say some other stuff. Like,
I might have been a little petty. I might have been a little petty.
Because at the end of the day, if it's going to be, it's going to be. Like, as a man, I felt like it was important for him to make the decision. I didn't want the influence of me saying, like, this heifer done ghost you for how long? Were you actually entertaining this shit? Like, but I felt like he had to make the decision for himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, that happened, transpired. We hang out. Now I'm in this world. Like, all right, I love him, he loves me. I'm going to put my best foot forward and fight for it, if this is what it's going to be. But then I checked his Tinder, and he's like going to the marriage registration office, registering for marriage. And
wait, you saw this on his Tinder or his Instagram?
Yeah. I mean, on Twitter.
Oh, okay. He tweeted this? He was like heading to the marriage registration office?
And I was just like, wait, what?
He couldn't have let you know, though? Why did you have to find that out on Twitter?
We don't follow each other on social media. So, like, I was just checking it to see, like, you know what? I'm about to, like, whatever. It just, someone just told me, just look at it. And it was just like, oh, word?
I think that's messed up that you had to find that out on Twitter.
And I was just like, but it wasn't even 24 hours.
Especially...
No, this is the thing. Like, you're bawling, crying. Like, not just like the simple cry.
Oh, wait.
Like ugly cry, like hysterical cry.
Wait, so the breakup happened this day on the beach. He calls you crying that night. And then the next day...
afternoon, you're at the
Shut up. So this is the next day.
Yes. And that's when my heart broke.
Wow. What's the rush? So, are they married now?
Yeah, I found that out on Explorer page of Instagram.
Wow.
I was so upset. Like, what the fuck is this?
Now, how long ago was all this? Like, when you guys had the conversation on the beach? This is like
August.
And it's now October, so it's been 2 months. He's married. Have you spoken, and how are you feeling?
Well, he called me this week to tell me that he was leaving for his 1-year journey.
With his wife or not?
I didn't ask that. I didn't care. It's not my business. Why are you calling? Are you okay? What's up? Like, I just didn't understand.
Why'd you answer? Just out of curiosity. Did you know it was him?
Yeah.
Why'd you answer?
I don't know, because I was like, what happened? Like, I just wanted to know what would be your reason for calling.
Now, I happened to be around that day that he called, and she answered the phone, and you seemed very kind of jarred after it. But what I didn't understand was it almost seemed like he was casual about it. It wasn't like, hey, I know we haven't talked in a really long time. Like, I have something to say. It was just like, I'm just calling to check on you. Like, you don't get to call me after 2 months just calling to check on you. What kind of shit is that? You married now. I saw it on Instagram.
I was just like, and then I asked, I was like, it's been 2 months. And he was like, oh, yeah, I don't really have an explanation about where I've been or some shit. I don't know, some dumb shit.
I'm not one to, like, hold grudges against exes or be like, don't ever talk to me again. Like, I still talk to most of my exes, but just the way that played out, that's when I'd be like, nah, you don't even, bye. Like, I'm friends with all my exes. Like, I love them, but like, the speed at which it happened would just like really make me angry. Like, we broke up, and then the next day, you're getting a marriage license, bro? Really?
So that
Is that a cultural thing? Or what, like, does any of what happened have anything to do with the fact that he is Ghanaian? Or would he have done some stuff like this wherever he was at?
Culturally, I feel like they jump into marriage really fast here. Like, it's not like the U.S. where you have time. Once a person asks you for their hand in marriage or decide that you accept that you're going to marry, it's happening relatively fast.
Do you think he had to do it or he wanted to do it?
I can't say. I want to believe that the tears are real. Like, what was that?
Right.
Like, what you dump all that emotional energy and baggage on me just to turn around and do what? I don't even want to try to figure it out, because then I'm going to get angry and fuck you up.
You don't have any temptation to just, like, especially after he called, like, you didn't have any temptation to be like, you know what? I need you to meet me, and I need answers. Because I feel like I don't have closure, and this didn't even happen to me, and I'm over here like, no, I feel like I need answers.
I don't want the answer, because I'm not prepared for what I might hear. At the end of the day, when a man wants something, he goes out and get it.
Right.
If it was me, it would have been me.
Right.
I got my answer.
You're strong.
It's really that simple.
So how are you feeling now about it?
It took me about 2 months to recover. Honestly. Like, I was really fragile. Because here, I mean, you can get married in a matter of, like, really fast. Like, they don't really take time to really get
There's no long engagements.
It's not even long relationships. You have folks that do it. But, like, a lot of folks don't. Like, I like you like me. Let's start a family. Let's get married. It's just that simple. So for me, with all these men, hey, I like you. I just didn't have any room for it. Like, don't even say the word relationship to me. Matter of fact, don't talk to me with any words that have R in them. Like, I just didn't have.
Don't say rave. Don't say rover. Don't say rain. Don't say relationship.
I have not an ounce of space for any, like.
I'm renaming the show "Dating, Togetherness, and Love."
I emotionally, spiritually, just nothing about me had any room for it at all. Not at all. So I was just like chill chill, like a race car dodging these dudes. Like I just can't. Like I just don't want to be bothered.
So after that, you really took some time to just be and chill.
Pretty much. This is why Kofi and I got so close, because he provided a male companionship without the.
So Kofi is La's friend who makes amazing noodles. He made us some noodles the other night. I was like, okay, I see why she brags about your noodles. I told him I came all the way from New York just to eat his noodles because La brags on his noodles.
Because he provided that space without being the, oh my God, can we get together? Or like, he didn't have any of that male energy that I did not need.
Right.
It was just a male presence of companionship without the extra nonsense.
Right. So would you say that at this point you're healed or over it, so to speak?
I'm over it. I am healed because I'm in a place where like I can look at the last time I saw the engagement photos on the Explorer page on Instagram. Fuck Instagram and the Explorer page.
They'll just show you stuff you don't even want to see. Like, I'm not following these people. Why are you showing me this?
I was so mad when I first saw it.
Leave me alone.
I was so mad. Like,
because you don't even follow him. So
no. I was like, what the fuck is this? How could you betray me, Instagram?
I feel like Instagram knows the exact thing that you don't want to see. And they're like, here, I'm going to show you this thing you don't want to see.
I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't want to see this. I didn't need to see it. And all those feelings came back, and that's when I thought I was over it, and I wasn't. And then it was like a week or two later, another round of pictures came up from the wedding, but I didn't feel anything. Like, I was like, yes, bitches, I'm over this shit.
You really felt nothing?
I didn't feel those feelings that I felt.
Got it. What did you feel?
I felt like, all right, your wedding look all right, ain't all that.
See, La, you better than me because
I was going to say something about his wife, but I'm like, you know what?
Next thing I know, I'd have been on his wife's second cousin's grandmother's daughter's page. Like, who is this? Like, I'd have just gotten drugged into the deep, dark spaces of Instagram. Like, why am I looking at your grandmother's birthday party right now? Why?
I look like, okay, yeah. He'll be cheating in another few months. That's all I said.
Wow. So, what happens if he calls you again? Are you going to answer?
Nah. I feel like we'll run into each other when we run into each other, and that'll be that. I see you when I see you. What is it to talk about?
Mentally, it's completely done.
What? You have a whole wife now.
What if he didn't anymore? What if he had a whole divorce now? Is it done for you, or the door's closed, but is the window open?
I don't know.
Interesting. So we may hear about him again. I don't know. He might be a guest one day on DRL Whitlock. I don't know. Are you staying in Ghana for a while? And if so, why and how long?
I don't know the answer to these questions. You know, I'm spontaneous. Like, I have that urge to leave. There are a lot of business things that I'm doing at the same time that requires me to be here. But once everything is running smoothly, where I don't have to be here, I'm out. Where would I be? Where would I end up? I don't know. But, like, it's Africa. Like, there's so many other countries, nations that I need to see, that I want y'all to see, that you need to come and fly your asses over and see for yourselves. So, no, yeah, Ghana is just, it's a home base, but it won't be home for now.
All right. You heard it here. So we'll have to catch up with you on the other side of the world somewhere. You guys can follow La on Instagram at Laree La Thomas and catch all her adventures in Ghana and throughout. And please reach out to me at Tanisha Wood on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter and let me know what you think of today's show. And until next time, wish me love. Hello again, my lovely listeners. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of DRL. If you like the show, be sure to go on iTunes and leave a rating and also write a review. And don't forget to share with your friends and tell them all about DRL. Thank you so much for supporting.